11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
You're looking live at downtown Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Atlanta Swarm. They're welcoming in the Jacksonville Kings here today for this Week 7 matchup of the Simulation Football League. We are live inside the Hive here, ladies and gentlemen, and it is buzzing. Welcome into the broadcast booth. My name is Eric Vincent, alongside my best friend, Cade Stevens. We've also got KT and David Horrell in the stats truck for us. And Cade, we've got a good one here today between the 3-3 Atlanta Swarm and the 4-2 Jacksonville Kings.
Eric, happy to be here today. Thanks for sitting beside me, partner. And you're absolutely right, man. Exciting game today. Both teams coming in. Jacksonville 4-2, Atlanta 3-3. Teams at 500 or better in this week of SFL action. Things to look out for today: Jacksonville +5 turnover differential, Atlanta -7. Whoever wins the turnover battle in this game today, I get a feeling is going to come out on top.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Cade. Both these teams have high-flying offenses. Jacksonville focusing more on the run game a little bit with Jared Willis, who's second in the league in rushing yards. Meanwhile, Atlanta enjoying passing the football. They are first in passing yards per game with just shy of 350 a game. And it looks like Atlanta has won the coin toss. They will elect to kick the football off to start the football game. And we will return in just a short moment with the kickoff here live in Atlanta. You're watching the Simulation Football League, live on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Don't go anywhere. And as we get ready for the kickoff here, Sammy Steele going to be handling the kicking duties here for the Atlanta Swarm, as he will boot it down the field to Mike St. Green and company for the Jacksonville Kings. Sammy Steele is ready to go, and we are ready to go here in Atlanta. Fielded just inside his own end zone. St. Green trying to follow some blocks up the field, and he'll get tackled right around the 23-yard line. That is where Jacksonville will take over. Christian Christensen at the helm here on this offensive set of plays, And Cade, we mentioned that Jared Willis is a bit of a focal point with this offense.
Yeah, no kidding, Eric. Jared Willis, second in the SFL in rushing yards coming into this game. A big piece of this Jacksonville Kings offense. And something they'd like to try to get established very early is the run game here in Atlanta.
And starting off with a pass attempt to start things off here, and that's Grayson Willis with his first catch, courtesy of Christensen. We'll get a look at the offensive stars for the Kings. We mentioned Christian Christensen at quarterback, Jared Willis, the running back, Grayson Willis there with the catch at wide receiver, Mike St. Green, the return man and wide receiver. Ken Gossett rounds out the receiving core. Jack Wall, the tight end, Dave Barr, Ricky Thornton, and A.G. Pennypacker, the stars on the offensive line. 2nd and 3 now for the Kings. Offset I formation. Christensen, short drop, going to air it out over the middle. Good defense there, and that falls incomplete. Aquana Shine got his big mitts on it.
Yeah, he's no stranger to making big plays on defense, and Aquana Shine knocking the football away. A solid attempt for Jacksonville on 2nd down. 3rd and short comes up here. The playbook is pretty much wide open here.
We'll see what they do here as Jacksonville coming out with the all-white unis here today. Christensen, another short drop, pump fakes. He's going to air it out over the middle of the field. Caught!
Oh.
First down yardage and more. Jack Wall is not going to be touched as he waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Wow, absolutely fantastic play from Jacksonville. I'm not sure that's the exact way that they had drawn it up coming into this game against Atlanta, but Jack Wall hauling in on that particular play, his second touchdown of the season, and Jacksonville takes an early lead here in Atlanta, Eric.
Yeah, Cade, and Jack has not had a ton of yardage as far as the receiving yardage goes. He only had 148 yards coming into this ball game, and he just got a huge chunk of yards there to put his team up by 6. We will see Anthony Cece trying to make it 7 here for Jacksonville.
Over under for the day, 57.5 points. Jacksonville doing the most to start this game to make sure they get a head start heading to that total pointage there.
We're well on our way here as Cece adds the extra point, makes it a 7-0 ball game early on. And, Cade, that drive took no time at all.
Yeah, absolutely not. Less than a minute, to be exact, folks. And Jacksonville prepared to go ahead and kick it off to Atlanta. And if you're Atlanta, Eric, how do you respond here?
That's a good question. But Brian Dynasty has been making play after play in his rookie campaign and bringing Atlanta back to 500. They were looking like they were floundering a little bit early on in the season, and Atlanta, with a good return, they're going to break it out to the 28-yard line. And that is where the rookie Dynasty will take over on offense. Kendra Hall handling the return duties. And, Cade, we talked a little bit about this passing attack here for the Swarm.
Yeah, Bryant Dynasty, you bring up one of only 2 quarterbacks in the entire league with over 100 QBR, second only to the legendary Matt Wilson. And, as a rookie, that's just an absolutely incredible feat.
Dynasty going to throw to start things off, and he's going to get crushed in the backfield.
Who else,
Hunter Norwood, exactly. Who else would it be? Hunter Norwood, the sack leader coming into this week. He adds another one to his total.
It's another one on there. Hunter Norwood, 11 sacks all of last season, and has already eclipsed that as of this sack right here. That was his 12th sack. You see the graphic on the bottom, folks. 19 tackles, 11 sacks, 14 for a loss. Coming into this game, he just added number 12 on his first defensive snap.
And 15 for a loss, and there's his buddy right there, Tyquan Hale, who comes into the game with 7 sacks. That's his 8th on the season, Cade.
Absolutely no expert in the matter here, Eric, but it looks like Atlanta might want to get rid of the ball a little faster than half a second.
That would do them a little bit of a favor, wouldn't it?
To imagine at this point.
3rd and a mile and a half. Dynasty again. Pressure. Gets rid of the football, though, and he completes it. That's out to the newcomer, Kendra Hall, signed just a week ago. Just short of the first down, but a good completion there, and that gives him some breathing room for the punt.
After the first 2 plays, to be honest with you, being sacks, and the third one very nearly being a sack, we almost saw an incredible feat right there by the Jacksonville defense. That was an effort. That was an effort and a half to even make the play that you did on 3rd down to get up to 4th and 6. I honestly, wow. Wow's about all I can say. What a sequence of events we just witnessed.
They're coming out with some fire in their bellies here today, Cade, as the away team certainly has to come out with that fire as a fair catch is called for and made by St. Green at the 28-yard line. Jacksonville takes over with good starting field position, and you pointed out their first possession took less than a minute to get all the way down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah, they did. They wasted absolutely no time getting it done, and very unusually for the Jacksonville offense, got it done through the air. Jared Willis, normally the focal point of the Jacksonville offense, saw no action on the first drive.
We'll see what happens on this possession here. Still another throw and another Grayson Willis catch to start the drive off, this time for 6 yards out to the 34.
Switching the Willises up here, it looks like Grayson Willis becoming the focus in the first half, or the first couple of drives, I guess you could say, so far for the Jacksonville Kings. As you see the numbers for Christian Christensen so far in this game, not playing around, it seems.
No, sir. 2nd and 4 as we approach the 8-minute mark here in the first quarter. Christensen going to sling it out to Willis coming out of the backfield. Good open field tackle there made by Aquantis Shine. Once again, we'll get to the stars here on this Swarm defense. Chris Porter, Billy Ray Valentine, Leo Jefferson, and Joshua Williams round out the defensive front four. Cole Finnegan, the new Week 7 signee. Aquinas Shine, we saw him there. Connor Darien, Blake Hamrick, Jay Miraculous, the corners. Moose Papanow, Aaron Lee, and Chris Henry round out the safeties for the Swarm defense, as Christensen will take another throw here. And that's caught once again. Mike St. Green, the rookie, getting his first catch, and he makes it out to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good catch and a good job getting past the marker there. That's good awareness for the rookie, knowing where he's at on the field, making the catch, securing the football, and Jacksonville will move those chains.
Fresh set of downs at the 39-yard line. Two wideouts towards the bottom of the formation. Willis, the lone back. Swarm are stacking the box here, anticipating a run. We'll see if they get it. Instead, Christensen will throw quickly down towards the bottom of the formation. Caught. That is Ken Gossett with a catch and a good chunk of 7 yards out to the 46.
Ken Gossett Jr. making the catch on the side. Jacksonville, very unique game plan so far. As we mentioned prior to this start of this game, is the running game been a big focal point for them, something they've very heavily leaned on. I think they anticipated Atlanta trying to prepare for that and have gone to Christensen out of the in the air every single play of this game. It's been absolutely incredible.
And Jack Wall getting another catch there as Christensen had a deep drop and a deep completion. And that'll move those chains once again.
I mean, Jacksonville through the air right now, just basically doing whatever they want, which is highly unusual, as we've said. But hey, listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for the show. This has been highly entertaining and a great job so far by the Jacksonville. Oh, and there goes the sack
not
right
that
there.
time. Yeah, Christensen getting sacked on the play. And that's Billy Ray Valentine getting in there, the first-round draft pick out of Madison.
Yeah, first-round draft pick out of Madison. That's going to be his bring him up to about 3.5 sacks on the season there, Eric. 2.5 coming into the game. Billy Ray Valentine, that is. And so far, a good rookie showing for him. But going back to the offensive game plan for Jacksonville, very impressed with what they have to offer so far. I have to imagine that was a good coverage sack by the Atlanta Swarm secondary, all over the open receivers.
Christensen in trouble again, and he's going to go down 2 sacks in a row here for the Swarm defense, as that was big Chris Porter getting in there, all 6'5", 270 of them.
Nicely done. Nicely done on that end. And wow, I mean, it's amazing how things turn sometimes in this game, as all of a sudden we're looking at a team who's driving, having no trouble, and 2 sacks in a row, and all of a sudden Jacksonville facing third and a mile to go.
From midfield, Christensen going to take a deep drop this time. Has time. He's going to throw it over the middle. Tipped up in the air and incomplete. Could have easily been a tip drill interception. Instead, it'll fall to the turf. That's the newcomer Finnegan getting in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Christensen had Ken Gossett Jr. down the seam in the interior of the defense, wide open. If he can get the ball just a little bit further downfield, I think Ken Gossett would have been in the end zone doing a few snow angels by now. Unfortunately, just left that one a little short, and a good defensive play by Atlanta.
Howard McCoy with the punt here for Jacksonville, fielded at about the 11-yard line. Good move there, and that's going to give him a couple extra yards out to the 16-yard line. And that is where we will take a short break. We'll be right back after this. Jacksonville leading 7-0 live in Atlanta. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Do not go anywhere. Back live in the Hive as Brian Dynasty and company take over for another possession here at home with 5:17 left to go in the opening frame. Dynasty will throw. Pressure's coming, and he's going to go down right after he got rid of the football, and Taekwon Hale applying the pressure. And Dynasty has been under duress since the beginning of the football game here, kid.
Yeah, very bold move by by Dynasty to take just a very short drop. With the defensive line that Jacksonville has, I mean, harass, harass, harass. That's basically been their motto for most of the season. I'm taking 5-step drops, 7-step drops every time, and I'm taking the quick option if I can.
See, a quick option here is it's a handoff, this time to the fullback, Mitchell O'Brien, and he will get a carry of a couple yards out to the 18-yard line, gives the Swarm a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, I can't say that I blame him at all, Eric, for trying to find a little bit of space right there. They, as you said, Dynasty under a lot of pressure most of this game so far. You know, why not see if you can give them an opportunity to breathe? Unfortunately, they do not do that, and on third down, look for a lot of pressure from Jacksonville.
Obvious passing formation here as Dynasty's in the empty. He's going to throw it quickly over the middle of the field. He's got his man. That's caught for first down yardage by Jamal Wooding out to the 44-yard line. Atlanta will move those chains.
Yeah, Jamal Wooding, a big piece of this offense, and Brian Dynasty does a great job. Great job by the offensive line, giving the youngster an opportunity to get rid of the football, and boy, he puts it right on the money. Wooding comes up with it, and a big gain for a first down.
So they set up shop now at the 44, heavy formation. We have not seen BDG on the ground yet. Dynasty throwing off his back foot, picked off, going the other way. Jacksonville with the turnover, and I believe that was J.R. Lawless getting the interception, and that's more bad news for Atlanta as Boo Chisholm is hurt on the field.
Definitely not what you want to see if you're Atlanta. See one of your big playmakers going down on that particular play, in a play that he was not directly involved with until he had to make the tackle on the interception. Boo Chisholm, a major part of this offense. 597 yards, 3 touchdowns so far on the year for him. We'll hope that it's nothing major, and hope to see him back on the field relatively soon.
Fingers crossed. We will definitely keep you posted as we get more information on Chisholm's injury. Looks like hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. Looks like he just might have fallen on top of Lawless as he made that tackle. We'll see Jared Willis with his first carry, this time for 3 yards, out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me before, Eric, and a lot of people who played the game can attest. It feels a lot worse than it is, and hopefully that's all it is for him.
Feels like you almost just can't breathe, like you got an elephant sitting on top of your chest. But hopefully he'll get some fluids in him, get some breathing, and he'll be back at it as Gossett gets another catch, and he'll make it out to the 33-yard line. Jacksonville setting up with third and manageable here.
They're doing a good job about kind of chipping away, and be very interesting. Atlanta 33-yard line. Be interesting to see how this third down plays out, because depending on how it plays out, I think depends on what you do. Do you kick a field goal? Do you go for it? Do you go ahead and punt it away? Only time will tell, folks. We'll find out after this play.
Christensen under center, short drop, going to sling it out immediately to Willis. Beats the open man tackle, and he will get first down yardage out to the 24-yard line. And that was a great play there by Willis to beat the one-on-one tackle.
Yeah, great job by Jared Willis. Honest to goodness, Eric, that's something that we normally see from the opposing running back, BDG Hollywood. A big threat out of the backfield. Jared Willis doing an awesome job making the catch, breaking a tackle, and getting upfield for a first down. Jacksonville, once again, is going to move those chains.
That was Blake Hamrick as well, a sure tackler, as he's had 25 tackles coming into this ball game. Could not make the play there as Christensen will take a 7-step drop. He throws it down towards the bottom of the formation, caught for first down yardage. That's Jack Wall again, his third catch. He's already had one for a touchdown grab, this one for a first down.
This one for a first down. They're not playing around. Jacksonville's offense just absolutely humming right now. Not something I think we're used to seeing in opposing territory. Atlanta, your defending Season 14 SFL champions, on the ropes here as Jacksonville pushes them deep into their own red zone.
Offset I formation for the Kings. Hand off Jared Willis, trying to follow blockers and gets what he can out to the 6-yard line. Gain of 5. And Jacksonville, you mentioned it, Kay. Jacksonville's offense is not messing around here. They have come out with some fire in their bellies. Actually, the whole team has, as they've gotten some sacks on defense as well.
Yeah, they're doing an absolutely fantastic job, and we spoke over and over about the rushing attack coming into this game. They did a great job with the passing attack, really opening up the option for the rushing attack. And as you saw on the play just before this one, Jared Willis, really first or second carry of the game, with a really nice gain, and then Ken Gossett Jr. right there giving the ball to Jacksonville right at the Atlanta 1-yard line. And I don't know, man, I cannot find a fault right now in the way Jacksonville has schemed to attack this Atlanta defense.
Atlanta is definitely reeling here as Gossett gets just enough for the first down. Fresh set of downs at the 1. Jared Willis trying to get into the end zone, trying to find a hole, and good defense there by the Swarm to make sure that all the holes were clogged, and that's no gain on first down.
Yeah, Jay Miraculous coming up there with the big tackle to stop Willis getting into the end zone, and Atlanta lives to fight another down.
You can definitely tell that Willis was just, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? This one, no. This one, no. Trying to find the big money door there.
The initial read's definitely not there, but does a good job bouncing outside.
He's going to get another shot here, trying to get in the end zone and gets maybe a half a yard. But again, a great defensive stand by the Swarm. This time, Aaron Lee getting in there.
Yeah, doing a good job. I mean, honestly, I thought he was going to walk in, and Atlanta doing a good job of solidifying that at about the 2-inch yard line to stop Jacksonville. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. They're lining up very heavy, 2 wide receivers to the right.
Willis the lone back, Christensen under center. Christensen will throw, pressure's coming, he's going to go down. He dispatched the first defender but could not get away from the second. And that was Cole Finnegan, the new signee this week. And he gets in there with his first SFL sack.
Yeah, good for him, man, making a play in his first week on the team. And I don't know, Eric, if it's me, when you got a guy like Jared Willis in the backfield and you're at the, like I said, about the 2-inch yard line, I just go ahead and hand it to him again. I think that your odds are a little bit better in that avenue.
You would think anyway, as CC nails the field goal attempt. 10-0 your score as we hit the end of one. Jacksonville looking very, very good here in the opening frame, but plenty more football to go. Atlanta ready to gear up for another possession after this break. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports, and for the fans, stay with us. Back live in Atlanta as Jacksonville adds 3 points to the scoreboard. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Kate Stevens. We've got KT and David Horrell in the stats truck with us here today. And it's been an offensive onslaught so far by the Kings as the Swarm take a knee in their own end zone. They'll take the football out to the 20-yard line. And as we get a look at the points per game, Kate, we talked about the offenses for both of these teams. Jacksonville coming out on fire, Atlanta sputtering a little bit.
Yes, but you know what's incredibly unusual? We talked about this during the break, Eric, is that Atlanta normally the team that succeeds through the air, and Jacksonville normally the team that succeeds through the ground. Right now, Jacksonville through the air has been absolutely no joke. And defensively, as you see on this play right there, not playing around, capturing BDG Hollywood for a no-gain play once again right there. It's wow, incredible effort by Jacksonville. I mean, like right now, it's just not something we're used to seeing.
No, Michael Sprouse with a great open field tackle, and BDG Hollywood a huge threat coming out of the backfield, as well as, on the ground. We haven't seen a carry for him yet. He's going to get another swing pass here. We'll see if he can beat it that time. And no, Michael Sprouse there again, Johnny on the spot, and this time a tackle for a loss.
Not fooled. Absolutely not fooled. That time got him for 3-yard loss. After the first time around, lucky, I have to imagine, only losing probably about an inch or two. And all of a sudden, Atlanta looking at a 3rd and 13.
In the gun this time is Dynasty. He's got Hollywood sidecar left. Dynasty will throw. He's going to air it out deep. Got his man. That's Kendra Hall with the big completion out to the 49-yard line of Atlanta. First down.
Week 6 signing Kendra Hall, first game in the SFL, and wow, a big play already. Fairly impressed. I mean, you got to make plays where you can make plays, and a good job by Atlanta. Bryant Dynasty finding the open receiver, and they're going to go ahead and move those chains very close to midfield, Eric.
Big completion there. 3 catches, 34 yards just a week ago for Hall. And a big catch there sets the Swarm up with great field position for this next set of downs. Dynasty going to throw it towards the bottom of the formation. That's Hall once again. Turns on the Jets and gets first down yardage out to the 38-yard line. Kendra Hall is turning on another gear.
Hey, listen, when you're trying to make an impact on the team, and Kendra Hall is doing that right now. Very good game so far for Kendra Hall.
62 yards on 3 catches so far. And we are just getting started here in the GA. Setting up from the 38. Dynasty going to try and sling it out again to Hollywood. Gets a couple yards there, but Michael Sprouse has had BDG Hollywood's number, and Boo Chisholm has his number as he is out for the rest of the ball game, a torn ACL. We will hope for a speedy recovery for him, and we will see him next week.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. Atlanta definitely going to be hurting on that one, missing Boo the rest of this game. But Sprouse, as you mentioned, has got BDG Hollywood's number so far, it appears.
As we get another carry here, this time from Mitchell O'Brien. He's had 1 carry already today, and he gets a couple yards out to the 34-yard line, sets up 3rd and manageable.
And we'll see what they do here. I mean, it's been, we've seen some things from both of these teams so far, Eric. I don't think we're used to seeing. So hard to predict exactly what's going to happen. But trips left, single receiver right. You got a BDG Hollywood in the backfield. We'll see what they do.
Dynasty's going to throw. Pressure's coming towards his backside. He throws it, and that's Hall with the catch. Somehow gets the feet inbounds. Into the SFL red zone we go, down at the 19-yard line.
Well, that might be worth a challenge. I'm not too sure that was in bounds. We'll see right here.
Ooh, I don't know. And Jacksonville's not sure of it either as the red flag is out on the field.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that one. Immediately as the play ended, it appeared that Hall, who's made some great plays on this drive and in this game so far, had just barely missed the inbound marker and went out of bounds. And it looks like Fred Gooden believes the same thing. And I do believe this one will be overturned, Eric.
I would tend to agree with you there. We'll have to see what the Zebras have to say about it. And head coach Frank Gooden happy on the sideline there as the call is overturned. Jacksonville not charged with a timeout, so that'll bring up a 4th down for Atlanta. They are in field goal range. We will see if Sammy Steele trots out onto the football field here.
Very interesting to see.
And we will see Sammy Steele. It's going to set up, I believe, for about, maybe a 51-yarder. High snap, gets it down. Steele gets his leg into it, up and through from 50 yards. Sammy Steele gets the Atlanta Swarm on the board, back within a touchdown.
And all of a sudden, it's a one-possession game. I mean, Jacksonville's high-flying offense really took off early, and all of a sudden Atlanta's brought it back within one score. Be interesting to see how they respond.
Atlanta's defense looking good there, limiting the damage after the turnover and only allowing a field goal. Responding with a field goal of their own, that puts them within 7. And you're absolutely right, Kate. It's anybody's ball game at this point with 8:01 left to go here in the first half. Steele puts his toe into the football, and St. Green will field it in the middle of his own end zone and take a knee. Jacksonville will take over at the 20-yard line with exactly 8 minutes to go. And Christensen has had a heck of a ball game so far here, Kate. 11-13, 137 yards, and the touchdown.
Yeah, not playing around. Not something we're necessarily used to seeing, Eric, quite honestly, is like I said, we talked about it over and over and over, is that Jacksonville very reliant on the run game most of the time. Christensen, they put a little extra pressure on his shoulders, and he has not blinked.
Christensen got to throw it, and incomplete. Aquana Shine has been all over the football field here today, Kate. That's his 3rd pass deflection.
I believe someone in the chat earlier asked for him to be tested after the game was over. And first off, I just have to say he is that good. He is that good. You will find nothing on that test. Quanta Shine, absolutely amazing athlete, making plays all over the field for this Atlanta Swarm defense.
One of those surprise drug tests, right?
Of course.
Christensen to throw again. He's got Willis coming out of the backfield. Beats the one-on-one tackle. Stiff arm and gets first down yardage out to the 32-yard line. Heck of a play by Jared Willis.
Jared Willis laid his shoulder into the free safety Moose Papineau on that one. And Moose, I think, wondering what day it might be right now.
So we got to look at the replay here. I think that was the newcomer Finnegan trying to get in there and just couldn't quite make it. And Papineau just gets a slap in the face. Just get off of me, man. Get off of me. Can't hold me.
Rough one. Absolutely rough one.
Get him dirty. Sets up a first down from the 32. Christensen under center. Short drop. Again, going to sling it out to Willis. He's got plenty of yardage. Lowers the shoulder, but pays for it as Aquana Shine gets in there once again. Good gain of 6, though, on first down for Willis.
2 plays in a row that Willis has laid his shoulder into Papineau, but cleaned up very nicely. And Willis out of the backfield right now. Boy, when he gets ahead of steam, Eric, is something to mess with.
Look, Papineau's going to come back with a vengeance, though. He's coming in with 46 tackles into this week, and I have no doubt that he's going to find a way to get that running back to the turf. As Christensen finds another route this time, and that's Grayson Willis with another catch. He's going to get first down yardage out to the 46-yard line. Jacksonville will move those chains.
Good, effective, quick decisions by Christensen have led Jacksonville to where they're at right now. And if he continues to do exactly that, Atlanta should be worried.
Christensen again, another short drop. Quick throw down to Gossett, trying to get first down yardage. He will get close, but get ushers out of bounds at about the 44-yard line, maybe about a chest hair shy.
I can't believe that, honestly. I think I might have given it to him if I were the chain gang there, but they don't pay me for that. So nice catch by Ken Gossett Jr. getting to the outside, and Atlanta bottling him up just short of the first down marker. And we'll see what they go with here. Jared Willis, your second leading rusher in the SFL coming into this game. I'd be surprised not to see him get the football here, but at the same time, Jacksonville has put a heavy emphasis on the pass in this game.
Only 8 yards on the ground so far, as Willis is going to get a good carry there and first down yardage out to the 38-yard line. He heard you, Cade.
He heard me. He went ahead and doubled that total, it looked like right there. Nice run by Willis. And Jacksonville taking advantage of what they got. Take what they're giving you. If you're doing well through the air, keep taking it. That's all I got to say, Eric.
That seems to be what the game plan is by Frank Gooden and his staff. Christensen going to hand it off to Willis, though, and he gets tattooed just past the line of scrimmage. And Cade, Jared Willis was looking good just a week ago as well.
Just a week ago, you see Jared Willis taking in the 1-yard touchdown right here to put Charleston on ice as the Jacksonville Kings go up 22-10 with that run right there, all but securing the victory. And Jared Willis been a focal point of the Jacksonville Kings offense most of this season, and just another prime example right there. It's been a little strange today to see Jacksonville put a little bit more focus on the passing game.
Yeah, you said it. Willis coming in with 784 yards. That's second in the league on the ground. But today, it's been basketball on grass as Christensen content to throw once again as Gossick could not reel that one in. Blake Hamrick getting in there and jarring the football loose. As we get a look at Willis and Hollywood coming into this game, and both running backs a little bit different this year as Willis is focused on the ground, Hollywood maybe a little bit more through the air.
Yeah, I got to agree with you right there. Hollywood, absolutely phenomenal catching the ball out of the backfield, and something I'm surprised we've not seen a little bit more of in this game today. Perhaps when Atlanta sees the ball next time, they will get back to their playmaker, find a way to get him the football, put the ball in his hands, as you see right there. Papineau finding a way to break that pass up from Christensen, and Atlanta trying to find a way to claw their way back into this one.
And that was a very impressive play there by Papineau, as he was definitely beat there. I'm not sure who was supposed to be in coverage, but he had a clear pass over to St. Green, and Papineau just stepped right in front of it and batted it away.
Yeah, the athleticism of Papineau on that play, absolutely incredible. I mean, just the reach, it's one of the reasons why you see some of the drills that you do, and great job by him. He took a couple big hits early on from Jared Willis, and it looks like he's still doing just fine.
So we'll see another Anthony Cece field goal attempt here. Low snap, gets it down, almost got there, but the kick is up and through from 52 yards. We've seen a couple long field goals here, both by Cece and Sammy Steele, and Katie got a hold of this one.
Yeah, he got a hold of it. He really did, man. He got a big piece of it. For just a moment there, I was wondering if it was going to make it, but I never should doubt.
Made it by about a yard or a yard and a half. We got to take a short break. 13-3 your score as the Kings will boot the ball down the field to Atlanta after this break. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports and for the fans. CC boots the ball down the field as Atlanta will take over for another possession here. Down 10 as Kendra Hall will bring the football up to about the 18-yard line, a couple yards shy of where a touchback would be. But Hall has been looking good here today. A few catches there, but over her season total so far.
Yeah, doing a good job. Doing a good job overall. You know, Eric, this game has been it's been a roller coaster so far. Atlanta, honest to goodness, needs to do a little something on this particular drive. Jacksonville's offense doing just about anything they want. Atlanta's defense doing a really good job about stopping them in the red zone. And there you see BDG Hollywood taking a nice chunk of 6 yards on first down right there for the
That's a
Atlanta
good
Swarm.
start there, Kay. That's what they needed. As Hollywood, we have not seen a carry from him up until this point, as he gets his first one here late in the second quarter. It's just unlike Atlanta to keep him on ice, but we'll see if he becomes a more integral part of the offense here as they set up for 2nd and 4. Dynasty's under center this time. He'll have both Hollywood and O'Brien in the backfield as Mitchell gets the carry, and he'll bring it out to the 27-yard line, 3rd and short coming up for the Swarm.
Yeah, awfully close right there. It really opens the playbook up on 3rd down. You have a guy like BDG Hollywood in the backfield, though. I think if it's me and I'm the Atlanta Swarm, I go ahead and hand it to him and trust the offensive line to open up big enough of a hole to cover about 1.25 yards, it looks like.
Well, that's what the game plan is here, as Hollywood follows his blockers, gets enough yardage for the first down and then some, out to the 32-yard line. It'd be 1st down for Atlanta.
Yeah, and that's something Hollywood's always done well. One of the biggest reasons why they continue to give him the ball in the passing game out of the backfield, his vision is absolutely incredible. As you can see on that particular play right there, just when you think he's not going to make it, he cuts it back to the inside, gains an extra 3 yards, and a 1st down. Atlanta moves those chains.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the half as Dynasty comes up under center. Heavy formation. Hollywood the lone back. He's going to sling it out that way, coming out of the backfield. Sprouse caught out there, but still gets out there to make the tackle, but not after a game of 6.
Yeah, Sprouse making a lot of plays in this game. Quite honestly, he's just about everywhere that BDG Hollywood is coming out of the backfield. Sprouse, blanket coverage on Hollywood, and we talked about that already. One of his biggest attributes is catching the ball out of the backfield. Sprouse is there waiting just about every time.
Dynasty, pressure coming. He's going to air it out. Caught, 1st down yardage, and that's Siege Falco right there with his first catch, and that's a big-time catch into Jacksonville territory, 1st down.
Yeah, good to see Siege Falco making a play right there. He's got about 550 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season so far. First catch of the game for Siege Falco. Absolute pleasure to see him still producing and a big part of this Atlanta Swarm offense.
And an absolute mismatch there, and I'm sure that's what Dynasty had seen. J.R. Lawless on your number 1 wideout currently, and that's somewhere you're going to want to go all day long. Dynasty going to sling it out to Hollywood, and Sprouse jars the football loose. Cade, Michael Sprouse has shown up here today, and he has put Hollywood on ice.
Yeah, Sprouse, honestly, right there, Eric, I thought that was about to be a pick six. I really thought he had the read on the football and was going to go ahead and take that one away and head towards the other end zone, and just wasn't quite there. Elected to make the big hit on Hollywood, and it resulted in an incomplete pass. You're absolutely right, Eric. Sprouse has been all over Hollywood in this game so far today.
2nd down from the 42. Little sauce on that one. Picked off, going the other way. Could not be handled by one of the extra tight ends they had out there. And it just falls into the hands of the defender. Succolomano comes up with the pick.
Succolomano, great interception on the play off the tip drill. And that's all you can really hope for from your free safety. That's his 2nd interception on the season. Succolomano, great play for Jacksonville. They get the ball right back. And the Jacksonville Kings are looking to try to make a move here on the road in Atlanta with just over 2 minutes to go until halftime.
Christensen under center here. Lone back is Willis. Short drop, going to throw it towards the top of the formation. Caught by St. Green. That's a good gain of 7 out to the 42-yard line. And honestly, Cade, the reason that Jacksonville is probably in this football game is, 1, they're slinging the football all over the field, and 2, their defense is holding Hollywood to virtually nothing right now.
Yeah, they're doing what they need to do. That is the moral of the story. They're holding Hollywood to virtually nothing when he has been majorly productive this year for Atlanta, especially out of the backfield in the passing game. And they are not turning the ball over themselves. We talked about this coming into this game. I brought up very early on, Jacksonville +5 turnover differential. Atlanta -7 coming into this game. And you've seen it have an effect already. Will it be something that lasts through this game? We'll see.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in the ATL. The Swarm down by 10 as we take our short break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports and for the fans. We'll be right back from the Hive in just a minute. Back live on the other side of the 2-minute warning, Christian Christensen and company having their way with the hometown Atlanta Swarm, looking to move to 5-2 and get their second road win in as many games. Christensen throwing out towards the top of the formation, caught by Gossett, close to midfield. Actually, they'll mark it on the Atlanta 49, as that is his 5th catch of the ballgame.
Yeah, Ken Gossett Jr., a popular pick of Christian Christensen so far in this game, as the Jacksonville Kings are just methodically finding ways to disperse the football and move their way into Atlanta territory once again.
Content to let this clock tick down. Willis going to get a carry, and he's going the wrong way as he's tattooed in the backfield by Shine. And Jared Willis, a little slow to get up, finally bounces up there.
Yeah, I can't say we're too surprised by the fact that Aquanta Shine was in the backfield to lay the wood on that one for Atlanta.
He's had a heck of a ball game so far. 6 tackles, 8 total tackles, a tackle for loss, and 2 passes defended. As Jacksonville on 3rd and 7, Christensen going to throw it over the middle. Caught close to first down yardage, but not quite, as they could not get it out across the line to gain. 4th and inches coming up as Atlanta burns their first time out.
Wow, I really think he was there. I thought he was there. If they challenge us, they might have an opportunity to win it. I think that it was close.
No challenge, though, but we do see the offense out on the field. Gutsy call here from Frank Gooden. They will run a play. Christensen finds the open man for first down yardage. Ken Gossett moves the chains as they go no huddle.
Wow, Eric, we see a lot of threats, but we normally don't see anybody try to capitalize off of it. Jacksonville did it right there.
Jared Willis wide open coming out of the backfield there as he lays the stiff arm, gets first down yardage out to the 27-yard line. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. They're looking to capitalize. They've got 30 seconds before halftime, and they are in striking distance.
Not that time, though, as Christensen fires the ill-advised pass into coverage. That is incomplete, as that was one of the extra linebackers, Bradley Chubb, getting in there.
Chubb, good job knocking the football to the turf. Potentially could have helped Jacksonville in this situation, giving them an opportunity to catch their breaths and figure out what they want to do next.
And look at Christensen's numbers, over 200 yards here in the first half. Who'd have thunk that is how the Kings would come out here out of the gates in the first half, and he wants to throw some more. Top of the formation's got St. Green, 4 yards out to the 23-yard line. Jacksonville will burn their second timeout. They will have 1 remaining.
He's not averaging that much more per game, Eric, and he's got just about that in the first half. Absolutely incredible effort and a great game plan so far for Jacksonville and Frank Gooden putting together right here.
It certainly seems like Gooden has taken his QB1 aside and been like, hey, we need you to take the helm here for this week, and Christensen has responded, but this time he's going to get dragged down in the backfield for a sack. The Kings are going to burn their final timeout, see if they can boot a long field goal, and that was a heck of a sack there by the Swarm defense.
Yeah, not the exact situation you want to run into on 3rd down. Anything, get rid of the football and give yourself an opportunity. Unfortunately, took the sack and long field goal set up right here for Anthony Cece.
Not much you can do as Chris Henry is just kind of breathing down your neck. Luckily, they had the last timeout in their back pocket. Cece has been good from 52 today. We'll see if he's good from 51. Kick is up and away, and it is through from 50 officially. So both kickers nailing 50-yard field goals, and man, we've seen a little bit of everything here today, kid.
It's been a variety. Yeah, it's been a mixed bag, fiesta bag right here so far in this game. And Eric, I'm not gonna lie, not anything we expected so far from either team. I did not expect Jacksonville to come out slinging the ball around. Christensen has looked very good, and I did not expect Atlanta to come out as flat as they did at home here.
Obviously, there'll be some second half adjustments made in the locker room as Kendra Hall, with a decent return out across the 20 to the 23-yard line, 10 seconds to go. And Atlanta with all 3 timeouts, but I don't think they're really going to try and do too much here.
No, I can't imagine that any sort of effort is made before halftime. 10 seconds to go. If you want to lob one deep, then feel free to do it. I don't expect that to happen here, folks.
No, especially when you get the second half kickoff here as Atlanta kick things off to start the football game. So we'll see if Hollywood gets a carry here on first down. Instead, Dynasty will throw, avoids the first tackler, but does not, avoids the second as he gets tackled for a loss back at the 17-yard line. Mike All getting in there with the sack, and that ends the first half of action. Jacksonville holding a 16-3 lead over the hometown Swarm. And Cade, we've said over and over again how surprised that we are looking at Jacksonville's offense. What jumps out at you with the stats here? Although it doesn't look like we're going to get the stats.
Big turnaround regardless. Biggest thing that jumps out, I don't even think it's close, has been the Christensen's ability to spread the ball around in the first half has been absolutely incredible. I mean, not something you normally see from this team, and they've done a fantastic job of keeping Atlanta on their toes. It is working so far. It will be up to them to see if they can keep it up in the second half.
Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Kate Stevens up here in the broadcast booth. We've got KT and David Horrell in the stats truck for us here today as we are live from the Hive here in the ATL. Kendra Hall with another return, trying to follow some blockers out to the 20-yard line where Atlanta will take over once again. And Cade, what kind of second half adjustments should we anticipate from the Swarm?
I keep giving the ball to Kendra Hall. I mean, that's a player you just signed week 6 and has done a fantastic job making plays for your team so far. Find a way to get BDG Hollywood in open space. Sprouse has had something to say about that on the Jacksonville defense, but be interesting to see what they try to figure out here.
Dynasty throws one over the middle of the field that's popped up in the air and incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Jamal Wooding. If you're just now joining us, Boo Chisholm injured in the first quarter of action. He will be out the rest of the football game, so that leaves Siege Falco and Kendra Hall out there at wideout, along with Jamal Wooding as the tight end. And that has certainly affected how Atlanta runs their offense.
Oh, definitely. You can definitely see the difference in game plan as opposed to the deep shots that Atlanta's willing to take. They haven't really been willing to go there since Boo went down.
And this time trying to get it to Siege Falco. He did get past the defense, but Dynasty maybe with a little, not enough sauce on that one.
Yeah, puts it a little short, and Suckle Lamano knocks that one right to the turf. You cannot give the defense an opportunity to do that. I think that that ball is just a little higher, a little further, and I think he's walking into the end zone.
We'll see what they do here on 3rd and 10. Dynasty, pressure's coming. He's going to air it out into coverage, picked off, going the other way. Succo Lamano with his hand on the football, a play a go, has his hands on the football here and secures the interception for Jacksonville, as that's his second interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, Jacksonville is an extraordinarily opportunistic defense, whether it come in sacks or turnovers. You cannot take that amount of time to figure out where you're trying to go with the football. And Succolamano showing the mistakes that he can take advantage of right there as Jacksonville goes ahead and takes over, as you said, Atlanta 28-yard line right here.
And Dynasty, usually a pretty efficient quarterback, comes into the game with a 100.2 QBR. That's third in the SFL. We talked a little bit about that. But he's thrown 3 picks here today, Cade. And that's been uncharacteristic of him as Jared Willis gets the swing pass there out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of him indeed. 16 touchdowns, 12 interceptions coming into this game. Not normally outnumbered by the turnovers. And unfortunately, that has been the case today.
And we touched on it. Boo Chisholm being out, that certainly affects the way the offense is being run. And I think that makes Dynasty take a few more chances as Willis finds the hole and he's going to waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Well, that is something we're used to seeing when it comes to the Jacksonville Kings offense. Jared Willis taking advantage of every opportunity given to him, sliding through for the long touchdown is Jared Willis, and he's going to go ahead and make that his 7th rushing touchdown of the season.
2 plays, 28 yards, and capped off with that 25-yard touchdown run from Jared Willis. Anthony Cece hoping to make this a 20-point ball game. Not quite hitting that over-under yet, Cade, but still plenty of time here to go.
Oh, there's still time. Don't you worry.
No, I'm on the edge of my seat, my friend. I took the over on this one. DC boots it up and through, making it a 20-point ball game. So we're currently sitting at 26 points here, folks. Go ahead and contact your bookies. Make sure that you got all your bets in. The community definitely taking Atlanta coming into this ball game, and man, oh man, they got flipped on their heads here.
Yeah, no kidding. And as you see from the community poll vote right there, a lot of people feeling really good about Atlanta at home. 65% taking the Atlanta Swarm, only 34% taking the Jacksonville Kings, who are looking to try to get their 2nd win in a row on the road, up 23-3 as we speak right now.
Kendra Hall making it out to the 21-yard line where Dynasty and company will take over once again. And, okay, they haven't had a ton of success here on offense. The only scoring drive they had was a field goal try here. And by Sammy Steele, it was 8 play, 47 yards. Otherwise, it's been punts or picks.
Yeah, I mean, the Jacksonville defensive line is just brutal. And unfortunately for Bryant Dynasty, oh, there goes BDG Hollywood.
With a big play coming out of the backfield there, Cade.
Yeah, nice play. Dynasty doing a great job with the read, going through his progressions, getting the ball to Hollywood to the outside, who gets a first down. I was going to say prior to that, I don't think Dynasty as a rookie has seen anything quite like Jacksonville's defensive line, which has really put him under duress in this game. But doing a good job on that particular play, getting rid of the ball quickly, diagnosing that Hollywood was his best option, who gets him a first down.
Sprouse there getting a little gutsy and trying to go for the deflection, and it's paid off for him all game long, so I don't blame him whatsoever, but it bit him a little bit on that play as Hollywood gets the first down coming out of the backfield on the swing pass. He's going to get a carry this time, and he gets 4 yards out to the 37-yard line. It did a good job being patient following his blockers there.
Yeah, good job being patient. It gained him 4 yards. Honestly, if he was a little less patient, he might have been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but follows through with his blockers and sets up a nice 2nd and manageable for Atlanta.
9 minutes to go here in the third, 2nd and 6 for the Swarm. Dynasty to throw, far sideline, caught. That's Siege Falco, gain of a few. And if you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turn players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. And we want to thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the Simulation Football League, Live on 11 Sports and Fourth fans. 3rd and 3 here for the Swarm as Hollywood gets a handoff, and that's going virtually nowhere. J.R. Lawless getting in there with the big stop, And that forces the third down, or the fourth down, excuse me.
Yeah, great job. Great job by Lawless getting in there and really laying the stick on Willis to stop him short. I once again, I'm sorry, not Willis, BDG Hollywood genuinely thought that he had the first down. I also thought that was about to be blocked right there, but
You're not alone.
Jacksonville getting the ball back on this one, Eric.
Jacksonville will get the football on the other side of the break as St. Green gets tackled at the 22-yard line. They've got a comfortable lead here in the ATL, but we'll see what happens here on defense for the Swarm. You're watching the Simulation Football League, live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Stay with us. Back live in the Hive as Christensen and company take over for another possession, up 20 on the reeling Atlanta Swarm. I don't think they anticipated this type of fire coming from the Kings as they get a free play on offense. Jared Willis only getting maybe 2.5 on that play. So they will take the penalty, and that will result in a 1st and 5.
Yeah, 1st and 5 offsides. I mean, a good job anyways, but just trying to get rid of the ball quickly as opposed to taking the hit. But if you got a little bit more time on a play like that, I'm sure you'd like to take a shot downfield.
Joshua Williams getting in there a little bit early, trying to time the snap count, and unsuccessful on that play. 5-yard penalty sets up a 1st and 5 for the Kings. Two backs in the backfield for Christensen. Pressure's coming. He's going to go down. Sack for maybe a couple-yard loss there, and Joshua Williams making up for his mistake on the next play.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can't be mad at him for too long if he's going to come in on the very next play and get a nice sack there and a very short drop on that play for Christensen. Very brave as Joshua Williams coming with a head of steam, taking him to the turf and not quite making up for the penalty, but 2nd and 8, they'll take it any time.
Two wideouts towards the top of the formation. Christensen will throw that way and fumbled on the play. The ball is still loose. No one's picked it up. Atlanta finally picks it up, and it's going to be going the other way. Papineau picked it up there and setting up at the 22-yard line, Cade.
Hey, listen, that was best case scenario for the Atlanta Swarm, and Papineau all over the field today. Great job jarring the ball loose, coming in through and picking up the football and trying to make a run for it. Atlanta gets an opportunity now to try to score here and bring this game just a little bit closer.
Both Hamrick and Moose had an opportunity at the football there. Either way, Atlanta comes up with a big turnover and a great field position at the 22. Dynasty to throw. Hollywood coming out of the backfield, and Sprouse there once again. He's had 6 tackles, 1 for loss, and the majority of them have been on BDG Hollywood.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, they've tried to get the ball to Hollywood out of the backfield because that's what he's been so successful in. And a great job by Jacksonville in their game plan to put Sprouse on Hollywood on passing downs. And Sprouse has basically made him pay for it most of the time.
Heavy formation, delayed handoff. Hollywood trying to find some blockers, and we'll get about 2 or 3 before he's tackled. That's Mike All with the final tackle. And Clay Jones is a little slow to get up off the football field, the 2nd-round pick out of Boise.
I think Frank Gooden's facial expression there says it all. As you hope that Jones is okay and is able to get up and walk this one off. And we'll report to you as soon as we know anything.
Fingers crossed that he's able to come back here healthy. As we've already seen Boot Chisholm go down with an injury. We hate seeing our stars go down with injuries, but of course it's part of the game. Sets up a 3rd and 6 for Atlanta inside the 20. Dynasty airing out. Jamal Wooding avoids the first tackler and the second into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Atlanta has scored the first touchdown of the game as Bryant Dynasty finds Jamal Wooding, the big tight end, on that play in the end zone, and Wooding doing a fantastic job. That is his 2nd touchdown of the season. His first one came last week.
And he's able to break free on the route pretty much immediately and avoids the only guy that could have made the tackle, setting up the only touchdown that Atlanta has on the board here, but narrows the gap as Sammy Steele looking to make this a 13-point ball game here with 6:25 to go in the 3rd. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and true from the extra point. So 23-10. Now your score as Atlanta converts on the turnover. And Bryant Dynasty, we've seen this from him before, Cade.
Yeah, we sure have. A very familiar looking play right here as Bryant Dynasty hits Jamal Wooding last week against Atlanta to go ahead and put them up early in a big day for Dynasty. Dynasty on the day last week, 23 of 30, 387 yards and 4 touchdowns, blemished only by 2 interceptions. Big day for him, and Jamal Wooding, big day for him as well, as he went over 100 yards last week.
And Jamal Wooding having a beneficial day today, not quite as big as a week ago. 2 catches, 43 yards, and that touchdown you just saw on the previous drive as Sammy Steele puts his toe into the football. St. Green will field it out of his own end zone, trying to find some blockers, and gets across the 20 to the 22-yard line. 6:20 to go here in the 3rd. And Jacksonville looking to maybe rebound a little bit. They've been a little slow. They did get that 25-yard rushing touchdown there from Jared Willis, but that's been the only points on the board here in the second half.
Yeah, only points on the board in the second half. Ideal situation for Atlanta. They can force a 3-and-out or force a punt at some point on this drive, get the ball back, and try to score again and make this one-possession game.
Willis with the carry out of the backfield. Looked like it might have been a face mask, but no flag on the field. 6-yard gain out to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, there's a big potential there. You see a QB comparison on that particular statistic right there. Very similar, other than the fact that it looks like one quarterback, Bryant Dynasty, unfortunately has turned the ball over a couple times. We talked about coming into this game. I'll bring it up again. Jacksonville leading in turnover differential versus Atlanta, who unfortunately has given this one away a few times.
Jared Willis with a first down carry there out to the 33-yard line. That will move the chains once again for the Kings. Get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League SFLM. Now 12 teams. There's more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through simulationfl.net as the season starts in October. And a good catch there on first down by Jack Wall. We've seen that from him several times as he gets close to first down yardage out to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, Jack Wall, the tight end, having a nice day so far, quite honestly, for Jacksonville, as they find a way to bring him underneath and split the coverage once again, dump the ball off. Very nearly should be a first down, but second inches, they'll give it to him. I'd go ahead and give the ball to Jared Willis here and call it a day.
See if that's what they do here on second and a chest hair. Instead, Christensen will throw. Bottom of the formation, wide open is Willis. Grayson Willis with another catch as he moves into Atlanta territory down at the 49-yard line.
There's a reason, Eric, they have not given me a job as a play caller because, what do I know? What do I know?
Well, hey, that means you just get to spend more time in the broadcast booth with me. I'm totally fine with that.
I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay, all right, perfect. Christensen, short drop, down towards the bottom of formation again. This time, Ken Gossett. Big tackle made by Aaron Lee, and we won't see Clay Jones for the rest of the football game as he has a major injury and will not be in pads for the rest of the game. We'll see him next week.
Yikes. 2 big injuries in this game. Wide receiver Boot Chisholm for the Atlanta Swarm and linebacker Clay Jones for the Jacksonville Kings you will not see for the rest of this football game.
2nd and 6 for Jacksonville. Another catch by Gossett towards the bottom of the formation. And another good open field tackle limits the damage. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Kings.
Gossett, always a sure-handed receiver for the Jacksonville Kings, comes up with a big one right there, giving them 3rd and manageable. The playbook is pretty open here. We'll see what happens. Jacksonville, this would be a huge first down. Atlanta, major stop.
Willis trying to get first down yardage and does. Could not quite bring him down. That was Cole Finnegan trying desperately to prevent him from getting the first down yardage, but Jared Willis had other ideas. First down.
Kept those legs churning, worked his way upfield, and had no trouble getting past the first down marker on that one, Eric.
Moving those chains once again as we creep inside of 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Offset I for Jacksonville. Atlanta stacking the box. Christensen, quick throw towards the top of the formation. Ken Gossett once again. And again, he has 4 or 5 yards and keeping Jacksonville ahead of schedule here.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're getting it done on the downs that count. And Christensen to Gossett for these 4, 5, 6, 7 yard gains has been a real big piece of the success for this team so far. Jack Wall, another really big contributor for the Jacksonville offense so far, the tight end. Look out for him here on 2nd down.
Christensen again trying to find Gossett and does, this time for first down yardage out across to the 23-yard line. As we get a look at the 2 leading receivers for the Kings here today, Gossett very quietly racking up 10 catches.
Yeah, 10 catches you'd never imagine, but I mean, they're making it happen on short yardage plays, and Gossett doing a great job on making things happen after the football's in his hands.
Atlanta again stacking the box. 2 backs in the backfield for Christensen as he's under center. Handoff. Jared Willis lowering his shoulder and getting positive yardage out to the 17-yard line. Into the SFL red zone they go. 2nd down coming up.
Real interesting to see here, Eric. If Atlanta can try to find a way to hold them to a field goal, they're going to need to do it if they want an opportunity to try to make a comeback here.
See what they do in this I formation. Willis with another carry and avoids the first tackler. Aquana Shine there to wrap him up. It's going to be 3rd down coming up here next. Be sure to download CrowdPlay, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, when the Houston Hyenas travel to face the Baltimore Vultures. Visit crowdplayapp.com for more information. The app is free to download on both iOS and Google Play stores, as Willis gets first down yardage coming out of the backfield into inside the 10, down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Kings.
Yeah, 1st and goal, Kings. Moose Papineau coming up and finally making the tackle on Jared Willis as he once again muscles his way deep down inside the Atlanta red zone in Jacksonville, just basically doing anything that they want right now.
He must have something against Moose Papineau, because actually that wasn't Moose Papineau this time. That was Hamrick. But maybe the whole defensive secondary. I'm not sure what they said about him, but man, he's just throwing stiff arm after stiff arm after stiff arm. It's just insane as Jared Willis gets another carry here. Both hands on the football as he gets a couple yards out to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, they're just a hammering away. And, 66 yards on 14 carries. You would not imagine the success that Jacksonville's had so far, but they've got it through the air. Highly unusual for them. And as we come down now to the end of the 3rd quarter.
End of the 3rd, as you said, 23-10, as Jacksonville knocking on the door once again. Get your 4s up in the chat. We got one more quarter of action here in the Hive. This is the Simulation Football League, live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Don't go anywhere. Back live in Atlanta for the final frame here in the Hive. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Kate Stevens. KT and David Horrell in the stats truck. Second and goal for the Kings. Christensen throws it down to Jared Willis. Wide open touchdown, Jacksonville.
Wow, not messing around at all. They are throwing up the Duvals here in Atlanta. Jacksonville traveling just a few hours up north to Atlanta and not playing around today.
And I think I heard them down below the broadcast booth here. They're up in the nosebleeds. You can tell they got the cheapies, but I'm still hearing the Duval calls.
Yeah, that's our guys, man. They do what they got to do.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. CC lining up for the extra point and making a 20-point ball game once again. Atlanta trying desperately to keep their heads afloat as the Kings have just come out with an offensive onslaught through the air. As CC does add the extra point, 30-10 now the score. And Atlanta trying anything here, really, but it definitely hurts not having your number one wideout.
Yeah, it hurts. It definitely hurts. And Eric, I gotta pose the question to you based off the success Jacksonville's had in this game. The adaptability that they've showed to win the game in any way that they can. I think if they win this game, if they pull it through up 20 points now, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, I think it's time to take Jacksonville seriously as a contender for the Season 15 title in the SFL.
I would certainly agree with you there, my friend, as we get a look at the standings here in Season 15. Atlanta just making it in there at 3-3. Jacksonville looking a lot better at 4-2. If they win this football game, that will definitely propel them upward even further. Closer to Sioux Falls there, who's sitting at the 3 spot. Heavy set here for the Swarm as Hollywood's going to get a carry. Squeaks through the first defender, trying to get more yardage, and backpedals across the line to gain out to the 36-yard line. Impressive run there by BDG Hollywood.
That's what we're used to seeing from BDG Hollywood, making plays on the ground, and unfortunately something that Atlanta hasn't gotten to too often. Just imagine if Mitchell O'Brien, the fullback there, is able to make the initial block, you might get an extra boost of speed off to the right and potentially a little bit more yardage. But Atlanta making every effort that they can to try to stay in this football game.
Setting out shop here with 3 wideouts. Hollywood the lone back, Dynasty under center. Dynasty, long drop, stepping up in the pocket, throws it, and incomplete. He was looking for Casey Morgan, but good solid coverage there by the Kings secondary.
Yeah, good job by them kind of playing up and taking care of the receivers. 2nd and 10 they will face on this particular play. 30-10, folks. The over-under is 57.5. Will it get there? Are you betting person? What did you bet? The over, the under? Let us know.
Handoff, Hollywood following blockers, but again, good pursuit by this Kings defense. They are just not allowing much of anything, either through the air or on the ground, as Hollywood only able to get 4 on that play.
Kind of crazy. I mean, coming into this game, Eric, if you would have told me that this would have been the scenario in the fourth quarter, I'm not sure I would have believed you, but a great job. I cannot overemphasize once again by Jacksonville's game plan.
4 wideouts. No back in the backfield for Dynasty. Long drop. He's going to air it out deep. He's got his man wide open. That's going to be an easy touchdown. Atlanta scores again.
Wow. And a great job. I cannot overstate it by Jamal Wooding once again having a big play. The last 2 weeks, Jamal Wooding is on fire. 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks after that catch right there. And as you'll notice after the catch, Wooding not letting go of that football as he secures it with both hands. And all of a sudden, Atlanta doing the best that they can to try to keep this one close.
It's becoming a back and forth here, Cade. I'm not sure what to really expect here, as we've seen Atlanta score with a touchdown. Jacksonville answers back with another touchdown, and here's the Swarm again with a 60-yard passing touchdown from Dynasty to Wooding, and that caps off a 4-play, 77-yard drive. Sammy Steele hoping to add the extra point here, making it a 13-point ball game again, and he does. 30-17 now your score. The Swarm defense has to step up to give their team a chance to take the lead. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports, and for the fans, we'll be right back after this break. Back live here in the Hive as Sammy Steele got his hand up in the air, and he is going to send the football down to Jacksonville. We'll see how Atlanta responds on defense after scoring a touchdown on their last drive. St. Green with the return out to the 22-yard line. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorite team's jersey and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website at simulationfl.net. Just hit that handy shop button up there on the corner of the page. And Cade, both you and I have gotten a pro jersey. We still got to get our hands on one of those replica jerseys there.
It might be time.
It might be time. As Willis gets maybe a half a yard. The Swarm responding well on defense as Aquana Shine a little bit slow to get up. We certainly don't want to see any more injuries here today.
No, we've had a couple big ones in this game here today, and boy, all of a sudden, I don't want to speak too soon, but I sense just a tad bit of a shift of momentum here.
We'll have to see. Christensen might have something to say here, and that's the long pass down the middle of the field. Grayson Willis trying to beat the lone man into the end zone. He does. Touchdown, Kings.
They had something to say about that, the Jacksonville Kings, and wow, Grayson Willis, wow, man, just throw up the Duval if you want to, folks. That was fantastic. Unfortunately, a mistimed play by the secondary of the Atlanta Swarm, and Grayson Willis finds his way trotting downfield for a touchdown, and what very well in this game could be a dagger.
Poor Blake Hamrick just had no chance there as he was the only man within sniffing distance of Grayson Willis. And he pulled a Deshaun Jackson just kind of trotting towards the goal line there into the end zone for an easy touchdown. Big play by Jacksonville. CC looking to make it a 20-point ball game once again. Back and forth we go here in the Hive as CC nails the extra point. 37-17 now your score. Cade, we're getting closer and closer to that over-under.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer, courtesy of the stats truck, David Horrell. 4 drives in a row now for Jacksonville, ending in 6 points, plus the extra point. Absolutely incredible effort by them on the road here in Atlanta.
Well, that's 4 drives in a row for both teams, ending in a touchdown. Yeah, Atlanta, Jacksonville. It's going back and forth and back and forth. It's just mind-numbing. Basketball on grass here in the Hive as Kendra gets another return there. Kendra Hall out to the 20-yard line, just the same as a touchback. But Atlanta will get another crack at it here. Can we see 5 drives in a row with a touchdown?
Imagine the likelihood is on high, Eric.
We'll have to see inside of 9 minutes to go. We will take a short break actually here, and we will get right back to the Simulation Football League action live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Don't go anywhere. We're back live as Dynasty completes it out to Kendra Hall for a small gain out to the 25-yard line. Comparing the two quarterbacks' numbers here today, Cade and Christensen very efficient today, throwing all over the football field.
Yeah, not what you're used to seeing, quite honestly. Coming into this game, if you told me this, if you gave me the two statistics of the quarterbacks and you said, guess which one's which, I would have honestly thought maybe it'd be the other way around, but a great job by Christensen. Dynasty struggled just a little bit today, and that's okay. The young quarterback is growing and learning, and you cannot be perfect all of the time, unfortunately for them. But, they make it interesting. Nonetheless, a great year anyways by Bryant Dynasty as a rookie coming in, second round pick, 11th overall from Lincoln, and he's just had a heck of a season so far.
And he's going to throw it again, but he's not going to get it off as Taekwon Hale gets in there for a sack, and that's going to bring up a fourth down and stifle any attempt here for Atlanta to kind of keep things even.
Yeah, they very, very badly needed to try and convert that third down right there, and that's going to do a lot of damage in the effort towards a comeback here.
Agreed, and it looked like Atlanta was doing their best to just respond every time that Jacksonville put points on the board, and Jacksonville's defense had finally had enough.
Finally. Yeah, finally. I mean, Jacksonville's defensive line, huge strong point throughout the entire season and even to start this game. But credit to Atlanta's O-line there for kind of keeping them in line for the vast majority of the time there, and they break through when it matters most.
Getting a look at the SFL calendar coming up here. Portland at Mexico City will be live on the SFL Twitch channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. Fort Worth and St. Louis will be kicking off on the YouTube channel for the SFL at 8:15 Eastern. Vancouver, Louisiana, Houston, Baltimore, our final two games of Week 7. And that last game on the slate going to be our crowd play game of the week. Certainly don't want to miss that, as Ken Gossett has not missed a whole lot of passes here today, as that's his 11th catch on the ball game for first down.
Imagine that, 11 catches, targeted 14 times. Christensen's had no trouble whatsoever finding his guy, and Ken Gossett has been his guy today, and he's come up big.
You can catch the SFL live every July through October and every January through April over the weekends and Monday nights on 11 Sports for the Fans and the SFL YouTube and Twitch channels. Follow at Simulationfl on Twitter to always get the most up-to-date broadcast dates, times, matchups, so you don't miss a moment of the action. There's also plenty of highlights on there, courtesy of our social media team, as Christensen trying to put a highlight on here and could not quite complete the pass to Grayson Willis. Good breakup by the Swarm defense.
Yeah, Willis looked like he had that one, and boy, I can't blame him too much for dropping it. Moose Papineau coming in once again, number 23 right there, and laying the wood at the last minute. Ball gets jarred, hits the turf, and, they live to fight another day.
Get some shout-outs in here quickly. C. Pundy, Swole 2011, Man Robinson, Coach Barr 44, Jack Wall SFL, got the commissioner in there, Simulation FL, along with many, many others. Feel free to check us out at twitch.tv/FTFnext in order to chat with all those fine people, as Jared Willis gets a carry, and he'll get it out to the 34-yard line. Again, chat with owners, coaches, players. They're all in the FTF Next Twitch chat. Again, that website is twitch.tv/FTFnext to meet the players you're watching on screen today. Get involved, witness the passion of the community, and follow along with all the action amongst the most dedicated SFL players. Once again, twitch.tv/FTFnext. 3rd and 5 for the Kings. Handoff to Willis. Good blocking up front as he springs towards the outside. Tackle finally made at the 23-yard line, and Willis has quietly gotten 83 yards on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic job. And if you guys did not notice on that play, I'd like to spotlight the offensive line. The tackle, A.G. Penny Packer, coming around and making a very nice block, springing the hole on that play for Jared Willis as he gets upfield for a nice first down. Jacksonville moves the chains.
You've had your eye on Penny Packer all game long as Christensen throws it out to Jared Willis, getting minimal yardage this time, as Aquana Shine had something to say about that.
It's hard not to keep your eye on the guy when he's made incredible offensive plays on that line for Jacksonville pretty much the entire game. Christian Willis should be buying that man a steak when this game's over.
2nd and 8 from the 20, just outside the 20-yard line, according to our lovely little blue line there. 5:20 and counting to go here in the ball game. Christensen trying to put this game on ice. Tosses it out to Jared Willis, who gets another few yards out to the 17-yard line. 3rd and manageable coming up.
Just, I got to highlight once again, Eric, absolutely incredible what we've seen this Jacksonville Kings offense do during this game on the road. Jacksonville staring at its 2nd victory on the road in a row. Last week getting a victory on the road. This week once again looking to do the same thing. And quite an accomplishment in the SFL, something to really smile upon and be proud of, and something to definitely categorize yourself in the top categories of the elite teams. You know, it's just incredible effort by them, and what a turnaround, and this has just been fun to watch.
Cole Finnegan with a good effort there himself, as he's the new addition to this defense of the Swarm. Forces the 4th down and another CC field goal attempt. This time from 33. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and on the way. It is good, and that will extend the lead as it's a 40-17 ball game here. CC has been active in the offense as well here today, Kate.
I sure has. I mean, CC has been, he stays perfect on the season with the field goals that he's made today. Anybody out there wondering about the over-under, they are half a point away from getting on the over and making Eric's day.
Ooh, we might see some bad beats later on, though, man.
Very true. Very true.
40-17 your score, as Atlanta will get another crack at the football here, courtesy of Kendra Hall. Trying to bounce it to the outside, and we'll get a decent return out to the 26-yard line. Getting a look at the Week 7 headlines here, as Gabriel Manning gets punt returns for touchdowns back-to-back in their victory for the Desperados. The Glory were one play away from erasing a 33-14 deficit. They got 2 onside kicks in that game. St. Louis playing our Fort Worth Toros coming up. Louisiana 3-0 at home. And a new quarterback in Baltimore, as we see him later on in the week. We'll see him tomorrow night as Jamal Wooding gets another big-time catch. Atlanta out to the 46-yard line, going no huddle here.
Lots to look forward to, my friend.
Both in this ball game and coming up in the Week 7 slate. Another catch by Wooding, another first down, quickly into Jacksonville territory. They are striking quickly here, Kate.
Yeah, they're not playing around. Let's see if they can make something out of it here.
Dynasty airing it out into coverage, this time batted away. That was the replacement linebacker coming in for Clay Jones. Mitch Butler batting the football down.
Yeah, I mean, honest to goodness, it looked like right there Bryant Dynasty was just going click, clack, you know, picking basically who he wanted to go to without any sort of issue, and a good job by the replacement linebacker to knock that one away. Ball still in Jacksonville territory, 2nd 10. We got 3:30 left on the clock, folks.
Dynasty in the gun. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw it far sideline. Caught. Kendra Hall, first down, yardage out to the Jacksonville 24.
Kendra Hall, a popular name we have called today.
Yes, sir, sure is, as they'll take another snap quickly. Dynasty shuffling in the pocket. Diving attempt, catch made inside the 10, down at the 9. 1st and goal, Siege Falco.
Wow. What an effort they've made so far in this drive.
Swarm looking to capitalize here. Caught close to the goal line, down at the 1 as we creep inside of 3 minutes. Atlanta not satisfied, wanting that score. Dynasty rolls right into the pressure. He's going to go down. That's another sack by Taekwon Hale.
Taekwon Hale on fire today. He's on fire today. That's another one.
Dynasty again over the middle. This time dropped. Incomplete. Forces the 4th down. And we'll see if they take the easy points or they go for the end zone.
I got to imagine at this point they're probably just going to go ahead and shoot for the end zone. Anybody who bet the over wants them to go ahead and kick the field goal. But, you know, if you're trying to make a legitimate comeback, you got to see what you can do here.
Yeah, it looks like the Atlanta offense agrees with you. Dynasty in the empty. Trips towards the bottom of the formation. Dynasty airs it out, caught, touchdown, Jamal Wooding.
Boy, we've called his name an awful lot today, Eric, and between last week and this week, this man has put up some serious numbers, and unfortunately, you know, if they're unable to come up with a heck of a comeback here, his huge game that he's had today against Jacksonville will be slightly overshadowed, but Jamal Wooding, the coming out party that he's had, just another fine example, folks out there. Progression week is important. Do your progressions. Jamal Wooding showing what it's all about as he gets better and better every week, and has put up now several touchdowns between last week and this week.
And Kate, it's funny. We thought maybe Kendra Hall, the newcomer, would be the one to step up. Looked like she was getting a bunch of targets and a bunch of catches there, as the snap is up and good for the extra point, 40-24 now your score. But now Jamal Wooding looks like he's taken over, the old wily veteran tight end. And our broadcast director, Mike Daggs, would certainly appreciate that. Throw it to the tight end.
Throw it to the tight end.
Onside kick now for Sammy Steele and the Swarm. It's a good pop on that one. Bobbled up in the air, still on the ground, and Atlanta recovers.
Wow. Just wow. It's a roller coaster so far, and it looks like the roller coaster continues, folks. Unfortunately, Jacksonville and Will Parker, the free safety reserve, unable to come up with that one. And Atlanta gets on top of it, and we'll have another opportunity.
And that recovery was made by Sean McGee, the free safety out there on the kickoff team. The Swarm will set up shop just shy of midfield. 2:34 to go. Still all three timeouts. They're still within shouting distance of this ball game. We'll see if they can get within a whisper.
Their 2-minute offense looked good before. Let's see it again.
Let's see it again. Dynasty down towards the bottom of the sideline, and that's incomplete. It was looking for Siege Falco. Could not quite get the toe drag swag. Incomplete. Second down.
Solid effort there. If he gets him probably just about a second prior, I think that's a nice catch inbounds.
2:29 frozen on the clock here for the Swarm. 3 wideouts for Dynasty to work with. 2 towards the left, 1 down at the right. Dynasty in the middle of the field, caught. Good yardage out to the 46-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and short as they go no huddle again. Quick snap. Dynasty going to air it out deep this time. Wide open, Siege Falco. And he finally gets dragged down at the 17-yard line. Can they get one more play in before the 2-minute warning?
Oh, they're going to make the effort. It looks like they have enough time. It'll be up to them to snap it.
Dynasty does get it off. Deep drop. Looking towards the top of the formation. Touchdown, Kendra Hall.
Wow. What a series of events we have watched unfold here, folks. I cannot imagine that Atlanta does not try to go for 2 here.
Never count out the champs. As Bryant Dynasty airs it out, growing up right before our eyes. Kendra Hall doing the same thing. Week 7 signee scores the touchdown, and it's 42-30 now for Atlanta, as they are definitely going to line up here for the 2-point conversion.
Don't be surprised to see him try to go back to Kendra here.
Let's see. Dynasty in the empty. Throws it. Corner of the end zone. Could not quite get it in. Still a 10-point ball game as we hit the 2-minute warning. Fireworks everywhere. Buckle your safety belts. This roller coaster is not over yet. 10-point ball game for the Swarm. They will line up for an onside kick on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League. Live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Atlanta with an impressive showing in their 2-minute offense. Sammy Steele lining up for the onside kick. They've already gotten one. Can they get another? Jacksonville has other ideas as the Kings field the football at the 37-yard line. Getting a look at the Kings' upcoming schedule. 3 tough football games. Chicago first and Louisiana next. Both at home, but then they got to travel to South Florida to take on the always dangerous Florida Storm.
I mean, prior to them going on the road and potentially winning 2 games in a row here, I would have told you I don't feel too good about that. But the way that they're playing right now, that's going to be offsides, by the way, on the Atlanta Swarm. Free play for Jacksonville. Back to the thought, Eric, I feel pretty good about their chances going into those 3 games. And it'll be up to the front office to try to find out what works for them, and a good offensive game plan, defensive game plan, and that's something that they've definitely produced today.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit over the course of this broadcast. Jacksonville's game plan is just keeping everybody on their toes. It keeps their opponents on their toes. It keeps us on our toes, and there's no telling what to expect in the coming weeks. Moving to 5-2 as their second unit comes in on offense. That's certainly no small feat as we hit the halfway point here in the Simulation Football League. That's a catch there by backup running back Alan Urban as Atlanta burns their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining.
Yeah, just trying to get the football back at this point. Jacksonville content to go ahead and sit on this one, as you said, putting in most of their second team guys.
And if the Swarm move to 3-4, which it looks like they might, they'll have 3 3-4 teams to contend with, 2 on the road, and 1 at home against Vegas.
Yeah, it's tough. It's much tougher sledding, I think, for Atlanta here with what they got looking in front of them.
I'd agree, as a good open field tackle there by the Swarm defense. Second timeout called by Aaron Lee. 1 timeout remaining for the Swarm on defense here with 1:45. And Cade, I think the injury bug just kind of bit them a little bit hard here today, as Boo Chisholm going down certainly did no favors to this Atlanta offense.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Eric. A huge part of their offensive game plan, I have to imagine, coming into this game, and they lose him very early on here, and it did absolutely no favors for them trying to disperse the football to their playmakers.
And Urban putting the game on ice as Jacksonville getting the first down they needed. Atlanta with no more timeouts. They have no other way to stop the clock as the clock is frozen at 1:42. I honestly think it would have been maybe a different ball game if Boo Chisholm didn't go down in the first quarter. And hats off to the Swarm as they came out with a game plan and they responded well to this onslaught that the Kings gave them. And just a little too late.
Yeah, definitely fighters, man. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Just a little too late.
Getting a look at the upcoming schedule here for the Simulation Football League. Portland, Mexico City, Fort Worth, St. Louis, rounding out today's action, as those are both on the Twitch and YouTube channels of the Simulation Football League. Vancouver, Louisiana, Houston, Baltimore are going to be our 2 games tomorrow. The nightcap at 9 Eastern, 8 Central between Houston and Baltimore will be our crowd play game of the week. That'll be your chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. You certainly don't want to miss that, as that is free to download on both the iOS store and Google Play Store. Visit crowdplayapp.com for more details. And Cade, we both won some cash from the Crowdplay app, and it's certainly nice getting some cash from just watching a game that you love.
Yeah, I mean, let me be the first to tell you that I love free money. It's one of my favorite things. And if you love free money too, I implore you, give Crowdplay a try. It's a lot of fun, super easy. If you pay attention and love the game, then it's all that much easier for you. So give it a try and go out for a nice, Five Guys burger or a steak somewhere and do what you need to do.
Depending on what you get, that first place prize, it's a cool $250, depending on exactly how many people place. It's usually the first, I think it's the top 50, if I'm not mistaken, get a share of the prize pool. As we hit the end of the game, 40-30, the final score, as the Swarm put up a heck of a fight here in the final goings. getting an onside kick, scoring on plenty of possessions, but Jacksonville just with too much as the Kings move to 5-2.
Yeah, it's something you don't see very often on this right here. 374 yards passing for the Jacksonville Kings, only 85 yards rushing. Highly unusual for their game style that they normally play. Normally you see a lot of rushing attempts and yards. Jared Willis, a featured player for the Jacksonville Kings offense. Christian Christensen taking the offense under his wing today. Defense doing it right on the other side of the football. And Jamal Wooding coming up extraordinarily big. It appears for Atlanta, as he made a lot of effort towards, getting them back in the game at the tight end position right there. But both teams putting forth a big effort today, and unfortunately for Atlanta, coming up just short. Jacksonville winning 2 games now on the road, Eric. Great effort by them, and they find themselves deep in the hunt for a postseason berth.
Yes, sir, they sure do, and they'll have 2 games at home coming up here in the coming weeks. And I wouldn't necessarily call it a favorable schedule. 3 tough teams coming up, but you never know here in the Simulation Football League. 5-2 is certainly a good record coming out of Week 7.
Yeah, coming out of Week 7 at 5-2, especially after a couple games on the road. In the SFL, it's not that easy to win on the road, folks, and Jacksonville just did it 2 weeks in a row, showing absolutely no fear with their game plans on offense and defense, taking Atlanta for an absolute ride today. And a great job by them. If I'm picking a MVP for the ball game, Christian Christensen did a fantastic job at quarterback today, managing the team and keeping them moving in the right direction. And just a great job by him, and something that he's not normally asked to do.
And hats off to Aquana Shine getting 16 tackles here today. That's a huge number for a linebacker. And I'd have to agree with you. Christian Christensen deserves the player of the game here, as he managed the football game well, as you said, and propelled his team to a victory. Unofficially, 37 of 44, 371 yards and 3 touchdowns, a total QBR of 124.5. But Brian Dynasty did his best. The Rook grew up before our eyes and tried to carry his team back into contention. Your player of the game is Christian Christensen, 36 of 43, 372 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 126 QBR. On behalf of my best friend Kate Stevens, David and KT Horrell, and the Stats Truck, our commissioner, executive producer extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, and all the great people in SFL headquarters, I want to thank you for choosing the Simulation Football League and tuning into this presentation of the SFL Live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Coming up, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, live on the SFL Twitch channel. We will have the remaining couple ball games on the slate. Do not go anywhere, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you later.